Hi, in the previous class, we have seen one type of built-in functions. They are string functions, right? Basically, these string functions are going to perform certain kind of operations on strings. Like if you are going to take any kind of function called upper function, which will take one parameter as input and it is going to produce its output. Okay, means if you take any kind of function, these functions are going to take set of parameters as input and it is going to produce output depending on the requirement. Okay, fine. Now in today's class, we'll see an important concept that is view sum, right? So basically, views are generally called as virtual tables. Virtual tables means I can say those are logically existed. Logically exist, right? If you are going to take the real world database, this real world database contains a collection of tables where all the data tables I can call it as physical tables, meaning that their data is existed physically. But when it comes to the concept of virtual tables, the data is not existed here, but if it requires anything, they are going to take it from the first physical table and they are going to show it to the user. They are going to show it to the user. That's why I am calling it as logically existed. Okay, fine. See, observe here. If I say something like this, uh, as a user one, as a user one, I need my data like the country name as well as name of my friend, name of my friend. And as a user two, I need city name and friend name and their salary, salary. And as a user three, he require he require name of the friend, name of the friend and salary of the friend. Like that, users may have different kind of requirement, right? User one require this requirement, user two get this requirement, user three will require this kind of requirement. So depending upon the user, depending upon the user requirements are going to be changed. At the time, what you have to write, you have to write you have to write separate queries for the user 1, user 2 and user 3. Okay, fine. But if the same user is asking for the same requirement again and again, what you will do? So every time you need to write the query, yes, right? So instead of this one, what I can do now, you can simply create one view for the user 1 based on his requirement, and another view for the user 2 based on his requirement, another view for the user 3 based on his requirement, right? So where this view contains data in the form of only this particular thing, country comma name, where second user contains city comma name comma salary, where third user contains name comma salary. That's it. So generally, views I can tell it as a view is a kind of virtual table, virtual table whose rows are not explicitly stored in the database, but what we are going to do, we are going to compute it, but we will compute when needed, when needed, right? So basically, user one is a kind of a view where he will have the virtual table as country name. When he requires the data, it is going to get extract from the physical table. For user 2 similarly, they require data. For user 3 similarly, their data it is going to be get, it is going to be, right? Yes. So guys, how we are going to create these views, that is your question, right? Yes, we can create the views by using create command. Create, what you are trying to create, view. If you'd like to create a table, create table name. If you'd like to create a view, create view name, view name, followed by you have to write as keyword, followed with the respective kind of what you require. Like for example, for the user one, I required to display only select country comma name from friend details. This is for user 1. Similarly for user 2, I am going to create view. Let us assume that this is view name is CN because country and name. This view name is CNS, country name and salary, as select country name salary from friend details. Similarly for user 3, I can able to create it, right? Create view name salary as select name salary from friend details. Like this you can able to create, right? Now if the user one is asking for his data, what he will do, he will simply use the cn table name. I can call it as a virtual table, cn virtual table name. So simply this cn or cns or ns, these are all virtual tables. These are all virtual tables. Now, as I am saying that these are the tables, on this I can able to perform any kind of operation as normal table, as normal table, right? If I am going to perform now, select star from CN, what is going to get is, you are going to get the data only, only country and name that they are going to extract it from the actual table, that they are going to extract from the actual level. That's it. That is what you have to understand. If I am going to write something like select star from CNS. CNS is a virtual table. Now what the system will do? System will try to extract the data from the physical table in the form of country name and salary. That's it. Right? Now, sir, do we need to perform any other kind of operations? Yes, I can able to perform any kind of operation. I can able to perform delete operation also. I can able to perform insertion operation also, or I can able to perform update operation also. But it is highly recommended to not to perform any kind of other operations other than the select operation, because these views are specifically meant for viewing the data in different ways, viewing the data in the different ways, right? So the advantage of the views concept is used for to view data in different ways. Different ways. For example, let me try to show it for you. Okay, fine. Guys, here you can observe I have a table called a friend details table. I would like to create a view for this. Create view. View name is, as I discussed, as CN, as what it contains. It should have contains select country comma friend name, from friend details table. View is created. Now on this view, if I write like select star from CN, I can able to get all the data. This is one kind of user view, right? Similarly, I can able to create multiple views, right? I can able to create the another view as CNS, as country comma friend name comma salary from friend details. Now if you try to print from this view, you will get the data like this. Now if I am going to have CN like this, you can able to write. So here the point is the advantage I said, right? So as user one asking for his data every time, you no need to write the queries again and again. You need to write the queries again, right? So simply we can use the respective thing. That is the advantage of views, right? Similarly, the other advantage is, if you are able to clearly observe, are we hiding the data or not? Hiding data or not, right? So we are going to hide the data which is required for user 1, which is required for user 2, like that, right? If you are able to observe here for the user 1, I have hidden all the details except country and name. For the user 2, I have hide all the columns except country, friend name and salary. Similarly for user 3, for user n's, you can able to do according to the requirement. Okay guys, can we able to hide rows of data? Yes, rows of data also you can able to hide for the multiple users. How you will do that? So meaning that, for example, in my company, in my company database, I am going to have various kind of employment types are there. Employment types are there. Among those, one employment type is admin, another employee type is faculty, another employee type is researcher. Assume that, assume that admin can able to view all the details of their company, all the details of their company. Yes. So what I can do, I can able to create a view name as a as admin, admin as select star from, select star from, simply like the table name as employee, assume employee, done. The table name is employee. Okay, because admin can able to view all the things. So for admins I have created a view called a, and if I am going to print the a, I will get all details. For faculty, what I will to do now, I will try to create a view called faculty view as, but it should have the details of what, it have the details of only researcher and faculty, because faculty can able to view both researcher as well as faculty details, right? So what I can do, I can write select star from employee where e type equal to faculty or e type equal to researcher. I hope you understood the meaning. Meaning that this particular view contains only the details of faculty as well as researcher. If you take into the researcher criteria, we are going to create separate view for this. Create view researcher as select star from employee where employee type equal to researcher. That's it. Meaning that researcher can able to view only his details, faculty can able to, meaning that his detail means his or his colleague details, faculty can able to view only his or his faculty details or research details, admin can able to view all the details. So that's the way I can able to say that we can able to hide the rows also, right? Yes. The another advantage is, are we going to simplify the query, simplifying the query or not? Yes. How can you say that simplifying the query? Because if I would like to get every time the details of select country name comma name from the actual table, every time I have to write the same query again and again multiple times. Instead, what we can do every simply, if I create a view, I can simply write select star from CN. That's it. So this is way I can say that querying simplification is very easy. The another thing is, if you would like to like get the data from the multiple tables, from the multiple tables, so trying to write the query is a very difficult thing, right? So like you have to apply some join operation or some natural join operation, some data join operation, and then you have to do the same operation again and again. Instead, what we can do now, we can simply create one view, simply create one view. That view you can able to use it for again and again. Okay, okay, fine. But the problem here is, so I can say it as drawback, or simply I can say it's a problem. It's a problem. The thing is, as I can able to update the data, I can able to update data, meaning that I can able to perform any kind of operation on the views. I can able to perform any kind of operations on the views, right? So I update is also kind of operation I can able to perform on view. When you are trying to update in the view, that will internally update in the base table also, in the base table also, right? So that's the thing you have to observe, meaning that whatever the operation that you are trying to perform on the child table, that is going to update in the base table. But as admin, admin has to be eradicate this thing, because we are giving it for the purpose of viewing of data only. Okay, fine. And one more problem is, when you are going to change the column names. When we're going to change the column, for example, if I try to change the column names, like for example, earlier if you are able to observe here, the column name is uh, friend name. Instead of friend name, I will write as fn. I will write as fn. At the time, what is going to happen? If you are going to execute the query of select star from cn, select star from cn, which is looking for what? Which is looking for friend name from the table friend details. But actually, this was renamed as fn. This was renamed as fn. So that's the thing. You are going to face a problem. But actually, in the real world, these are all going to be maintained by one admin. So there is no problem at all. So changing the column names, or I can call it as renaming the column names, rename column names will affect dependent views, what about adding of columns? Adding of column, is there an effect? There will not be no effect, I can say, because whatever the views that are having dependency, that doesn't having at least the new names, so that's why there is no effect for this. Okay, fine. These are the some of the problems that we can able to observe in the views concept. Okay, fine. For example, if I would like to drop the views, right, as dropping the table, how can we drop the views, right? So we can able to drop the views by using drop. What you want to drop? I want to drop view and the respective view. That's it, right? For example, if I would like to drop the view called cn, I can able to write drop view cn. Okay, fine. So this is the concept of views. I hope understood clearly. Thank you.